Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Let me welcome you to MedZone African Motives. Today, I want us to look at Business Studies Grade 11. We are on Term 2. So, we are going to discuss together the Term 2 notes. So, that is that. Let us be together from the start of this presentation to the end of it. So, the topics that we are going to look at, the topic overview. We are going to look at it, creative thinking to address business problems, problem solving techniques, solutions to a business problem. But in this presentation, we are first going to start by the creative thinking to address business problem. So that is the one that you're going to do now. And the next presentation will be problem solving techniques and then solutions to business problems. So without wasting much time, let us attend to our business of today, whereby we are first going to look at the meaning of what creative thinking. We are going to be on the meaning of creative thinking. Like I've said, you're going to first start by creative thinking to address business problems. So we're going to be on the meaning of creative thinking. As we can see, it says creative thinking is when people are able to think of new or and original approaches and ideas to find solutions to challenges. It also says creative thinking is being resourceful by applying artistic as well as clever ideas to create something original or new. So, meaning to say, when we're talking about creative thinking, that is when we come up with what? With new ideas. Coming up with new ideas. That is when we look at the problems from different angles. Also, that is when we find unique solutions that others may not think of. So, that is that when you're talking about creative thinking. So in short, when you're talking about creative thinking, it's that creative thinking helps business to solve problems in a smarter and innovative ways, which can lead to growth and success. Hope you're together, grade 11s. So now let us be on a routine thinking versus creative thinking. Routine thinking versus creative thinking. As it says, a routine thinking is associated with left brain function, where the focus is on logical thought and methodical way of doing things. That is that when you're talking about what routine thinking. So means is that routine thinking focuses on logic. It focuses on logic, facts, and step-by-step processes. That is that. So, for example, we are saying you'll find that a cashier follows the same procedure when handling payments. So, in short, tasks are done in an organized and structured way. So that is why we are saying it's about logic, facts, and step-by-step processes. So another point says it is where consistent or normal thinking is applied to a specific situation. So we are talking about a constant normal thinking is applied. Meaning to say people think in the usual way without changing anything. People think in the usual way without changing anything. That's what this point means. That's what this point means. Meaning a business continues in the same supply every year. That is the consistency that you're talking about. Also, it further on say, uh, doing things in the same way will lead to the same results because the past decisions are used to solve current problems. Meaning to say, if nothing changes, the outcome will also not change. If you're using the marketing strategy that gives the same sales results, that is using the same marketing strategy that gives the same sales results. That is that. Hope we are together on that. So now it says no new ideas or thought patterns are generated. So there is no creativity or innovation. So employees are not encouraged to suggest improvements. So that is that. So now let us come to creative thinking now. Creative thinking. With creative thinking, they are saying it's associated with a right brain function where new ideas are generated. So meaning here we are talking about this involves what? This involves imagination, emotions, and new ideas. So that is that. Also, it further on says the focus is on being creative, using one's imagination, insight, art, and music awareness to find solutions to unique challenges. So, focus here is on creativity, imagination, insight, art, and music awareness. So, we are saying people use imagination and creativity to solve problems. So that is that a business uses a storytelling in advertising to attract customers. So that's what it means. So also it says this process is used to come up with new ideas, to solve problems in a way that is unusual and different from how things had been done before. So here we are talking about what? Coming up with new different ideas, coming up with new different ideas that is that. So what we mean with point or with this statement is that old methods are replaced with new approaches. Old methods are replaced with new approaches. So for example, we can switch from paper records to digital systems. So that is why I'm saying old methods are replaced with new approaches. So that is that. Also, it says this results in exploring innovative ideas and different ways of doing things in order to obtain better results. So explore innovative ideas and different way of doing things, meaning people test and try new methods to improve results. So people need to test and try new methods so that the results will be improved. For example, using AI tools to improve customer service. Hope we are together on that. Hope we are together on that. So now we can be on a exam tip now. Exam tip. Exam tip. So we are talking about the simple way to remember routine thinking as well as creative thinking. So with routine thinking, we are talking about a same way, same results. That is that. No creativity under routine thinking. But with creative thinking, new ideas, better results. There is innovation. So that is how easy you can remember the difference between routine thinking and creative thinking. Easy way to remember with routine, we do things same way and the results are going to be same. No creativity at all. But with creative thinking, there are new ideas. The better results are going to come and we are uh, into innovation. So that is that. So now let us move on. So now we move on to conventional solutions versus non-conventional solutions. So this is where we are. As it says, we're going to first start by conventional solutions. These are solutions that are believed and followed by everyone. That is conventional solutions. Solutions believed and followed by everyone. These are common solutions that most people agree on. We are talking about um, solutions, common solutions that most people agree on. That most people agree on. That's when you're talking about conventional solutions, that those are solutions believed and followed by everyone. So lowering prices to attract customers. It's a common solution that most people agree on. So that is that. Let us move on. These solutions are what most people expect and they appear to be normal. What most people expect and seen as a normal. So it means they are predictable. These ones are predictable. They are predictable. They are predictable and widely accepted. They are predictable and widely accepted. So, for example, advertising products on TV or radio. It's predictable that they focus on being relevant to a solution. Focusing on being relevant to situation, they directly address the problem in a standard way. They directly address problem in a standard way. Address problem in a standard way. So that's what you're saying. They directly address a problem in a standard way. That is that. For example, hiring more staff when business is busy. So you see, that is what they're saying. They're focusing on being relevant to a situation. Your business is in a situation whereby now it is busy, it's during December time, then you're going to hire more people because it's busy. That is why we are saying they focus on they are relevant to a situation of you being in a busy season. That is that. So now let's move on. Usually, there is only one solution to each problem or challenge. Usually, only one solution. So people don't explore many options. So it simply says people um, don't explore many options. Many options. Just the obvious one. Like you say, there is only one solution to each problem. So, for example, cutting cost is the only solution to increase profit. You see, that is what we mean. So now let us come to non-conventional solutions. Let us come to non-conventional solution. Now we are on non-conventional solutions. It says non-conventional solutions are solutions that are not created as part of the norm and which do not follow what is generally done or believed in. So no, not created as part of the norm. This one is not created as part of norm. Not created as part of norm. Get that straight. So it means these solutions are unusual, not commonly used. This ones, the solutions are unusual, not commonly used. That's why we are saying they are not created as part of norm. So, for example, using social media influencers instead of traditional arts. So that is that. These solutions are creative and unique and are usually a result of creative thinking. These solutions, we're saying these solutions are creative and unique and are usually a result of creative thinking. So here we are talking about the creative and unique. It means that they are original and different from others. They are original, different from others. So that is that. And also they are often interrupted or changed by better ideas. So here we about often improved or changed by better ideas. These ideas keep evolving as new ideas come up. So that is that. Diverse solutions may be applied to problems or challenges. So here we're talking about many different solutions can be used. Many different solutions can be used. We are talking about there is no single answer. There is no single answer. Many options exist under non-conventional solutions. Business may be used online sales, promotions, partnership together, all those things. So that's why we're saying many different solutions can be used under non-conventional solutions. So now let us move on to uh, ways in which business can create an environment that stimulates creative thinking in the workplace. So that is that. This is where we are now. Ways in which business can create environment for creative thinking. So they as a business must emphasize the importance of creative thinking to ensure that all staff know that their ideas will be heard. So meaning to say emphasize importance of creative thinking. So with this point, you say make sure that you emphasize importance of creative thinking. The emphasis must be on creative thinking. Emphasize the importance of creative thinking. The importance of creative thinking. That is that. So meaning to say, make employees aware that creativity is valued. Make employees aware that creativity is valued. So the point that we're talking about when you're saying emphasize the importance of creative thinking. So try by all means to make sure that you make employees aware that the creativity is valued. For example, managers encourage idea sharing in meetings. So that is that. Inspire staff to come up with new ideas. So meaning to say motivate employees to think creatively. Motivate employees to think creatively. So that is that. Plan regular workshops so that the brainstorming sessions can be held to generate new ideas. So you plan workshops as well as brainstorming sessions. So you create opportunities to generate ideas. By so doing, you're going to create opportunities to generate ideas if you're going to conduct a workshop so that the brainstorming sessions can be held. That is that. Ensure that communication channels remain open by placing suggestion boxes around the workplace. So you ensure open communication through suggestion boxes. Allow free sharing of ideas. Allow free sharing of what? Of ideas. Train staff members to think creatively so to solve problems, use mind mapping and lateral thinking. So teach skills like mind mapping, problem solving. So that is that. So for example, workshops on creative thinking techniques. So that is that. So let us move on. Let us move on to another point, which is now encourage job exchanges within the organizations and other businesses to improve creativity in the workplace. So here you encourage what job exchanges. So that is whereby you let employees experience different roles. For example, a salesperson works in a customer service for a week. So that is that. Encourage alternative ways of working and doing things. Here you allow flexibility and new methods. You allow flexibility and new methods when you encourage alternative ways of working and doing things. Accommodate employees' ideas. Try not to let anyone feel less important in the workplace. So you value all employees' ideas. You value all employees' ideas. So you make everyone feel important. So even junior staff members' ideas are considered. So that is that. Let us move on to advantages now. Let us move on to advantages of creative thinking in the workplace. Advantages of creative thinking in the workplace. As it says, creative thinking will lead to improved participation of staff members, which will ensure the generation of new ideas. So this improves what? Participation. Improves participation. So it improves participation, whereby now we are saying employees become more involved. So employees uh, become more involved. That is through participation that is being encouraged. So that shows that staff are going to be actively share ideas in meetings. So that's that. The business will have competitive advantage over other business because of the unique strategies that are introduced. So it gives competitive advantage. Business stands out from competitors. So business stands out for competitors. Business stands out. Business stands out from competitors. From competitors. That's when you are making sure that you creative thinking does what? Does give a business competitive advantage. That is that. Because you're going to offer unique products that are different from your competitors. Also, it says business will be able to solve complex problems. Complex problems are going to be solved. So it helps find solutions to difficult challenges. Find solutions. Find solutions to difficult challenges. To difficult challenges. So that is that. So now let us move on. As it says, business, as management and employees introduce and create many ideas, saving time and money for the business, productivity will increase. Productivity will increase. Saves time, money, and increases productivity. So better ideas improve what? Efficiency. So that is that. Managers and employees will demonstrate more confidence as they perform their duties. So it means you are saying it builds confidence. Employees feel capable and valued. That is that. Managers will be inspired to lead their teams more efficiently. Meaning to say, we're saying this improves leadership. This improves what? Leadership. Because managers, they are going to lead more effectively. That is that. Managers and employees will apply their knowledge in a collaborative manner when performing their duties. So here we're talking about it also encourages teamwork. It encourages what? Teamwork. People collaborate and share ideas. The morale among staff members will be improved. The morale among staff members will improve. So it improves morale. Employees feel happier and motivated. Workers are going to enjoy contributing like this. That is that. Leads to more positive attitude as managers and employees feel that they have contributed towards problem solving. So it creates positive attitude. It creates positive attitude. Employees feel proud of their contribution. Employees feel proud of their contribution. For example, staff celebrate solving a problem. That is that. Creative thinking will ensure that managers and employees stay abreast of the latest development in technology. So it keeps business updated with technology. So meaning to say it encourages use of modern tools. All be together. Managers and employees will be more creative as they are challenged to work outside of their comfort zone. Outside of their comfort zone. So it encourages working outside comfort zone, meaning to say employees try new things. So you learn new softwares, for example. Creativity may lead to new inventions, which will improve the general standard of living. So it leads to new inventions, meaning to say it creates new products or services. Managers and employees will feel that they have contributed towards a problem solving. So that is that. That it gives sense of contribution. It gives sense of contribution. Employees feel they made a difference. So that is that. So that is that. So this is the end of this presentation. Please make sure that you are going to share with others, and please don't forget to hit the subscription button. Thank you very much for your time.